okay, so the majority of this book is really just figuring out all of the vocabulary of like this fantasy world, of this fantasy prison, and it, you find it out by like it occurring. So for example, what happens next is a skirmish is a fight that breaks out. So in the cafeteria, someone like hits another person with a tray, and thus a skirmish has been created. And so then they hear like this really long siren. And in the words of the book, it says, that siren, that long one, it translates as, get the hell back in your cell in the next minute or your ass is grass. Lockdown, which is what that siren's called, is one of the worst things that can happen here. This one isn't too bad, it's just the guards. Blah, blah, blah. So, what happens if you don't get in your cell? That's what you're asking me? Alright, if you don't get back in your cell during a lockdown, shit goes down. They have the black suits, they're the guards. They're crazy. They're gonna just destroy you. And then they have these dogs, these like mechanical dogs that remind me a lot of Fahrenheit 451. Giant teeth, I don't know. Really scary, like robotic, inhuman dogs or something like that. So don't get caught by the dogs, don't get caught by the guards. Get your ass into your cell during lockdown. Simple enough. And then they keep alluding to something like getting taken in the night. So apparently, like, randomly, if you're sleeping, and then, like, the red lights go on and, like, you hear the sirens going off, that means that the dogs are going to take someone, and, like, this hideous creature is going to take someone. And that means these terrifying people with gas masks, like, sewn to their face, this dude, he will come in the middle of the night and then mark an X outside of your cell, and that means that you're about to get killed. You're about to get taken away. They don't even know what happens to you. You're just gone. Some people return, some people don't. Scary. And it's just like random getting taken or not. So that's another part of this. Alright. I'm probably talking out of order, but again, all of this is just like every single day and like random stuff happens to them. So then there's another time, well, actually, the way Furnace works is you have to do jobs. You have to work. It's like a death camp. It's like the frickin' Holocaust. And so there's different jobs. Like one time, Z, Alex's friend, Alex and Z are friends from the elevator. And Z has to like clean all of the toilets at Furnace and stuff, which, oh no. Or sometimes you have to work in the kitchen and like grind all the slop together. And then there's another job which Alex like has to do a lot, and that's you take these like giant picks and you like build. So you like, it's hard labor, and you're like building a cave sort of so that you can make more cells. So you're helping them build, and so you take these giant super heavy picks and you just pick at the wall for hours for your whole day. And it's awful, and it's really strenuous and difficult. So it really is just like a death camp there. They work you silly. And then one time, Alex is on the job, and he sees there's a room 1, a room 2, and a room 3 where you would do this work. And in room 2, they say off limits. You can't go there because there was a cave-in at one point. So all the people who were working there died because, it collapsed upon them. So don't go in there. But one time Alex is working and he feels like he senses fresh air out of there. But that doesn't make sense because Furnace is miles below the ground. So how are you supposed to get... There's no escape. So why is there fresh air? Oh my god. Plot twist. Donovan, his cellmate, assures him like, oh, you're just going crazy. You really want it, so you're just make-believing it. And he's like, no, dude, I'm pretty sure I smelled fresh air. Like, I can't mistake that. So we're like, okay, just stay wary of that. One time, Alex got in a fight. That Montgomery guy was getting, he's the bitch of Kevin Arnold, the scary guy who leads the Skulls, the really scary gang. So Kevin is Montgomery's roommate, and in the cafeteria they were like standing on Montgomery or something. They were doing something, and they were just totally degrading Montgomery. And Alex is like, I've had enough. Oh my God. He takes like a tray and just whacks him on the head, whacks Kevin on the head. And Donovan's like, oh my God, why would you do that? You're about to die. These skulls are merciless. Like, good job. You're dead. So they get in a fight, and then like lockdown happens. But that's pretty much the extent of that. So Alex learns that it's not worth it to fight anyone because Montgomery doesn't even thank him. Montgomery goes up to him and is like, I can fight for myself. You didn't have to do that. And it's just a little bitch. So Montgomery's like, ooh, ungrateful. And chia. So some more overall crazy-ish happens. Like, Alex is running away from a lockdown and he doesn't think he's gonna make it to the cell in time, and so he has to like jump from some railings and just stuff like that. Also, he's been like marked for murder by Kevin because he pissed off the skulls and they will destroy you. There's like a fight club that goes on in this place. In the gyms, there are gyms, but really you can't go in the gym unless you're a skull or a friend of the skull, which Donovan kind of is. So they can't go in the gyms. It's just used for organized fighting. The skulls will like be like, yo, let's fight. And then they get into the gym, beat each other up, usually to death. And so that one time I was saying how they were cooking, their job for the day, Alex and Donovan, their job for the day was working in the kitchen. And then one time Montgomery, the little, ungrateful prick, he comes up behind them and he's like, guys, I want to be your friend, let me cook for you. And so Alex and them never really had a real meal there, and all they had to make the slop with was like rotten foods and whatnot. But Montgomery, also his nickname is Monty, they refer to him as Monty. So Monty takes like some old tomatoes and stuff, and he makes chicken parmesan. No, he makes something like spaghetti or something. And they started crying because like they had the outside world and stuff. So then Monty's their friend after that. Cool. But oh no, Monty gets taken in the middle of the night. Like how I said, they put the X on your door. If the gas mask dudes put an X on your cell door, you're about to get taken away. So this happens to Monty one night. Alex hears a siren and stuff. You're supposed to sit in your bed, lay still, and hope they don't do anything. But Alex peeks, and he sees that they mark Monty's door. Monty gets taken away. Goodbye, Monty. Goodbye, newly found friend. So that's really sad. It's a sad moment for everyone. So after that night when they take Monty, Alex is like, you know what? I've had it. We got to get ourselves out of here. So they all meet during lunch, like him, Z, and Donovan, and they all just hang out, whatever. And Alex is like, you know what? We're getting out of here. And they're all like, no, you're stupid. There's literally no way out. And he's like, we got to find a way out. Like, nobody on the outside probably knows that we're suffering like this. It's like, okay, whatever, Alex, you show us how and we'll do it. But they really didn't think so. But Alex is like, I'm going to escape. I'm going to lock down, escape the furnace. Shortly after that, more new fish come down to join them in furnace. And this one guy comes out, and the skulls are about to, give him the initiation and be like, yeah, welcome. Kill him. Not literally. And so this new guy comes in. His name is Gary, and he gives Kevin, leader of the skulls, a butt whooping. And he, beats Kevin up so hard. So Gary is the new leader of the skulls. He's bigger and badder than Kevin. And now Gary is like a complete psychopath. He's even worse than Kevin. So now Kevin's old news washed up, and Gary's what's up. Then after Gary is now instated, Alex is like, all right, time to escape. So he knows that there's potential in those pickaxe rooms where you have to, where you're on mining, I'm gonna say. And he knows that he smelled fresh air, so he goes into this room. He sneaks into the room once the guard is gone. Donovan made a distraction so that the guard leaves, and Alex goes into this room. He pops open their, wooden 2x4s covering the hole where the cave-in was, and so Alex rips open the slats. He like climbs into the little tunnel thing, and he gets hurt and stuff, and he just is chilling in there. And then he's like, wait, I don't have time to explore. I definitely need to rethink this. And so he skedaddles. But first he finds out it's like a long, winding passageway. He needs a light and stuff, so he's unprepared. But he's like, that's leading somewhere. He knows it. So in the cavern, he says, but the air here was definitely fresher, cooler. I felt certain that it wasn't my imagination. There was something down here, some chink in Furnace's armor. I just had to get back in with a light, and I know for sure whether that chink was our way out. So he thinks he found an escape route. Woohoo! He gets back in. He technically gets caught by the guard, but the guard didn't realize what he was doing, so the guard goes easy on him. And by easy, I mean like punches him. And so he's fine. Alex made it. He's alive, blah, blah, blah. And now he's just really excited to tell everyone. He's like, woohoo, now we have to work on this plan. Alex is pretty sure that he heard some humming noise when he was down there. And then he realizes, by Jove, it was water. So he heard like running water down there. So he thinks he found like a river or something, which doesn't even make sense, but he's sure of it. And then he also is having these super weird dreams, really disturbing nightmares about where he becomes one of the gas mask guys, which, by the way, they're called Weezers. Like the band. Weezers are the gas mask dudes who take people in the middle of the night. So, and then they also see, like, in the middle of the night, there's another one of those lockdown things. And then Alex notices, he's like, oh my god, who's that terrifying monster? There's, like, a new monster, and he has, like, muscles on the outside of his body and is just like 10 feet tall or something. And then he like looks into the face. He's like, oh my god, that's Monty. So Monty has been turned into a monster. Yeah, so that's sad. Monty is now a monster.